60th wedding anniversary to Mum and Dad?
Mum and Dad.
She was Fred, which is great.
You've got your last page.
Sorry?
You've got your last page.
That isn't the last page. I can't lose it.
Last is Fred.
I suppose this is when I have to stand up and sing for my supper.
Yes.
The important thing is the exit number is on the door on the way out. You don't want to get your car engine wrecked by the post. Where shall I start?
At the end.
The beginning. Where is the beginning? Now, Sheila and I were reminiscing the very morning after listening to Lift Up Your Hearts or Thought for the Day or so. They were talking about St. Paul
Yeah, they were.
and love.
Yes, they
and it
were.
was very, very relevant.
Yes, it was.
I won't bore you with it. It was. But where did we get to where we are today? It's a long way back. Sheila went to Kiel. The important thing was I was already there. Why did she go to Kiel? She didn't know I was there. She went there because it was a progressive university, founded by Lord Lindsay of Berker, Alderman Hallwood of Stoke-on-Trent, the Workers' Education Association of many years standing in the Pottery area, proving a need for adult education, and it fitted in with the government's plans for new universities after the shortage of the war. And it was a very, very adventurous, exciting idea. 150 in each year intake. I was in the second year, but Peter and Jean here were in the first. My close friend Bob Lee, who unfortunately is no longer with us, he was also in that year, and he went from our school, which was Harrowweald County Grammar, which is a very forward-looking school, founded in 1933, the year I was born, and they had a very open, liberal attitude to education, a good ethos. And Bob went to Kiel for a year. Halfway through, he came back and sold it to us, and 11 of the next year, my year, applied and got entrance to Kiel. You may remember that, 11 of us. What a fraction.
What a terror.
Anyway,
What a terror.
I was there, and Sheila then turned up the following year. I saw her walking down in her red gabardine coat in the October. She came on one day, I saw her the next. The day after that was a fresh as hop. And what could be better to meet somebody you wanted to meet who didn't know you? A Nissen hut, what a wonderful idea. We had Nissen huts for the Students' Union bar, for the Students' Union snooker table, and a Students' Union lounge, and a Students' Union chapel, all in Nissen huts. We were in converted prisoner of war accommodation, except for the lucky ladies. Sheila was one of them, who had the first brick built designed for residence for students. Very good, Lindsay Hall. But with the men, we had to put up with the huts for many years. They'd been misused by Abyssinian prisoners, Italian prisoners, and American soldiers. And they were all crude, prefabricated accommodation. But by the time we came to live in them, as students, they were centrally heated, not double glazed, but centrally heated, very comfortable. Weren't they, Peter?
They were.
Now, how have I got there? Well, that's me at Kiel and Sheila arriving at Kiel. And so today is 60th anniversary of our wedding on the 26th of July 1958. It really is a lot longer than that, because we first met in 1952 when she came as a fresher. Isn't it right?
You're right.
1952.
We met in 19.
We used to go to college to refectory for breakfast and lunch and evening meals. Some were formal, some were not. But we also used to see each other first thing in the morning And they even saw what people were really like. They got up in a hurry, just to make in time for 5 to 9 before refectory closed. 9:30 lecture, 9:30. The foundation year was the reason we wanted to go to Kiel. It had a 1-year course. Everybody had to do it, whatever subjects they were going to take for their second honours degrees. Sheila wanted to do history and geography. I was doing maths and physics, normal combination. But history and geography was across the bands. But Kiel encouraged that because it was an innovative university college to start with. And they encouraged people. A lot of people started off doing English and philosophy and finished up doing mathematics and English. All sorts of swaps and changes. It was a very, very adventurous place to be. All our foundation year lectures were given by the professors, and they were all first class. Well, with 1 or 2 exceptions, according to Sheila here. Professor Snedden was the youngest maths professor in England at the time, 31. And he was doing important government work as well, I found out later. Anyway, that's getting off the main point.
Yeah.
Where was I?
What about Professor
We've done a bit about Harold. We've done a bit about the Harold Wilson and the technological revolution. A lot caused me to worry about my job in the rocket industry. And so I came down with my father's unexpected early death to run Borehamwood Ironmongers. As a result of that, I got involved with the Chamber of Commerce at the very first meeting of the committee I went to. My mother proposed me for membership, and they all said, yes, we need some young blood. So I got involved with the Chamber of Commerce. Next stage was a representative on the CAB Advisory Committee, as it used to be then. And then from that, I became invited to join the Rotary Club. And the Rotary Club then took me on to involve with Sheila, because she does involve in a lot of this. I got my meals and got there on time, but she joined in the Inner Wheel, which was as a sort of feminine half of the Rotary Club. And today, although it's no longer part of the international Inner Wheel outfit, the local members, some of whom are here today, are still meeting occasionally informally. Yes. Kathy, I think, is along with others who are not here. Now, health and safety has always been a concern of mine, long before it was ever heard of in CAB terms or anything else. When we went on holiday, I would always check the fire escapes. And we had some horrendous places to stay in France, where they really don't bother about regulations a lot. You see how long the sheets were, what the drop was from the balcony to the floor. You can laugh, but it was serious.
True enough, it is. And we get the children out in case anything went wrong.
And especially when you see, we took the children to Austria once, and on a Sunday, no skiing on a Sunday in Austria then, it's not like that now, but we took them for a walk up through the little red path through the little Rockies to find the chamois, who we were told come out specially on Sunday. Anyway, we didn't see any chamois, did we?
No.
No, but we did find that we made a big mistake in how far we were up the cliff. We were coming down, instead of coming down through the normal pathway, we decided to take a shortcut, a sheer cliff. We were hanging on to little treelets, hanging on between them. And we got down with passing the kids one to the other, and we got them down into the field in the valley, and it was terribly dark, and terribly late at night. We thought, only about 5 o'clock it turned out. We were sort of worried stiff, what we'd expose those kids to. Then there was a time in Spain when we went to a hotel called Balitos in the village of Saint, where the wiring on the walls, it was in the old days before PVC, when they used to use heavily enamelled wire with cloth covering, but the cloth had long gone. The wire was just stapled to the wall, not with insulated staples, just 2 wires onto a switch. Terribly dangerous. It might have been low voltage, but I'm sure it was shocking. You could tell the kid not to switch the lights on and off.
Well, not at their door, they can on, there's a switch by the bed, I think.
by the door. Anyway, that was the hotel where, evening meal, we went to a restaurant where there were holes in the floorboard so big that kids could have dropped their feet through them. And because you don't drink the water in Spain, as it was then, we used to give them wine. So they went up to bed sozzled.
Slept well, though.
Were we responsible parents or were we not? I sometimes wonder. Anyway,
Adventurous, anyway.
anyway, we've gone on. As a result of being involved with Rotary, I got involved with local politics through the Chamber of Commerce. People say, you've got a lot to say for you. Why don't you get out there and say it in the proper place? No good barking on the sidelines. Get yourself elected on the council. And so I did. And my friend Chris, where's my friend Chris?
Chris Watts.
He was a fellow councillor. He was a councillor first, and then I joined him as a councillor at Elstree. And we made a lot of noise on the sidelines in the council meeting. We were very outnumbered. Didn't matter. It's all changed now. Hartsbeer's a good blue Conservative outfit. But in the old days, the chaos of Shenley Road driving, the emergency vehicle just can't go through in an emergency. That's clever planning. Anyway, we're getting away from the point. Which point? No. While all this was going on, in my spare time, I was messing around with the Royal Radley Light Operatic Society, and I was in nearly every of their performances from 1982 onwards, until I retired as an honorary life member, being too old to get in the way of everybody anymore. Anyway, Sheila's always helped me in all these things I've been involved with. She either by backing me or coming and supporting. At Arlos, she was always at the front of house every night, wasn't it? Anyway, the other thing is Mark and Paul, you may or may not know, were Abbey choir boys at the cathedral. And as a result, Paul was head choir boy for quite a long time. This meant that his mother was the mother of the head choir boy, which meant it was her job to arrange the catering for the rest of the choir boys. And in particular, the Christmas party catering, which she did 2 years running. As a result of that, she got involved in the International Organ Festival and catering arrangements, and so we were both involved in that. Anyway, going on, another thing in Sheila's busy life, she got involved with the English Speaking Union in 1985, and after many, many years solo membership, she eventually dragged me into it, and I fell for the job of acting treasurer because they couldn't find anybody else. And so I'm now still acting treasurer for the ESU. But because of that, I'm a computer expert relative to Sheila. I know how to press the button to make it do what I want it to do. I know it can do. Anyway, the result is that we are running now, or have been for some years, the public speaking competition. And the public speaking competition, the idea is to encourage people to stand up, say what they think, don't worry about the response.
Not quite, please.
No. Make sure everybody you want to hear hears. And I got 10 out of 10 for my projection outside there when I called you all to lunch. From one of our judges. Anyway, we have, Sheila and I have a rotating job with Watford General Hospital. She drives me, and I drive her, and we have got fixtures into November at the moment. I have had recently, talking about